Navigating the legal system can be stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. Liberty Law Group is here to do the heavy lifting for you. We believe in treating every client with respect and understanding. When you're in need of legal assistance, trust Liberty Law Group to fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Have a passion for the outdoors? Nebraska Game and Parks is seeking seasonal teammates. Work in scenic state parks, contribute to vital research projects, and care for our natural spaces. Seasonal staff assist with special events, provide customer service to outdoor enthusiasts, and make a difference for conservation. Join the adventure at outdoornebraska.gov. Apply online today.
Paid for by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Join us each Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon for Youth Football 101 with Tank Perry of the Nebraska Red Wolves of 7-on-7 football. The future of the sport depends on the foundation set at a young age. Hear those stories and more each Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Tune in every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. for the Malone Radio Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Don't miss the opportunity to learn about the Malone Community Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln and the surrounding area. It's the Malone Radio Show with Executive Director John Goodwin and Sports Director Mike Hunter every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. On the Block with Strick and Austin.
When you look at Nebraska baseball, a 40-win season, best pitching in the Big Ten, above average offense for the Big Ten. You go to regionals, far and away the best pitching staff, but a good half a run below even the third worst offense in that regional. When you look at Nebraska baseball, is that a program that needs to improve the pitching first or the lineup first to be able to make more of a dent in the postseason?
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere sprayer during Landmark Implement's Fast Start Early Order program. Leverage the industry's latest technology with See and Spray to target weeds in season in corn and soybeans and use less herbicide per acre. Utilize Exact Apply to save in chemical usage and prevent over-application. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year during Landmark Implement's Fast Start Early Order program. Contact your local Landmark location for full details and experience the Landmark difference.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the big
basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEPCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Oh, yes, sir. It is another day here at Blur Events. Strick and Nick Sainert. It is going to be the Stricky Nicky show today.
Yeah.
It is truly a pleasure to get the chance to work with
Austin.
My brother is back home on the boards, on the 1 and 2, listening out. We may call on him to join in the conversation at any point in time. But at this moment in time, Blur Events is going down. Great win.
At this point in time, we don't want to talk to him. Yeah.
Great win for Florida. They blew the doors off of Kentucky to eliminate the Kentucky Wildcats out of the CWS, and they will move on to the Final Four. Another game will be going on. We'll have a preview of that coming up as well in the show around the 2:45 hour. Great show for you today. Thanks to NEPCO and Constructions and Hiring for all positions with immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Visit NEPCO today at nepcoinc.com or constructorslincoln.com. Thanks, NEPCO, for their support of On the Block. Welcome, everybody, to joining us on the block today. We appreciate you for your continued support of this show. We love and thank you for joining us 2 to 4 every day, Monday through Friday. Nikki,
what's up?
Let's get it started, man. Listen, we're going to be this is going to be a little bit short. And the reason it's going to be short, I'm going to move up 2:45. Let's preview.
Whatever you want to do, man.
Let's preview. Because I want to talk a little bit.
Can we just be transparent here for a moment?
What's up?
We've changed our
like
lineup
about 3-4 times.
About 5 times in the last hour and a half. Austin's back there being like, gosh, there's just no consistency. Man, but here's the deal. Me and Stricky just can go.
Yeah, we vibe.
We just go.
We vibe. Because I want to talk about this Zach Edey situation, because I think it's some depth to it, and I don't want to give it not enough.
We can just go. Let's just do it.
You want to roll?
Let's roll.
Let's roll.
If we got to do 4 in the 3 o'clock hour, we do 4 in the 3 o'clock hour.
Let's go. Here's the reason I want to talk about this, because the NBA draft is coming up. It's quickly approaching, and the question here, Nick, is where will Zach Edey land?
Yeah.
And when I look back at centers that have done what Zach Edey has been able to do, Zach Edey was one of the most dominating players in college hoops over the past couple of seasons, right? Even this last season alone, where he literally controlled and dominated the paint. 7'4" frame. He averaged 25 points a game, 12 rebounds, walking double-double every time he touched the floor, 2 blocks on 32 minutes. That's good for a big man, let alone playing, in a 40-minute, you're playing 32 minutes. That means you're in shape, you're good. But here's the thing. Normally, someone with those numbers, Nick, would unequivocally be the number 1 pick, top 1 to 3. I mean, look, you can go back when Patrick Ewing and Mourning, let's say Shaq and Mourning, when they were vying for 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Like, anybody with those types of numbers, his numbers are better than probably even those guys back then.
Well, I think a couple of things. Excuse me. The game's changed dramatically, right? We have so many conversations about that. I think Zach Edey's in a very interesting position because, and he's going to be the first one, in my eyes, under this like Matt Painter experiment where he just grabs 7-footers and makes them really, really good college basketball players. Yeah. This is one of the first, in my mind, that Zach Edey has a chance to play at the NBA level. Now, there was the one a couple of years ago that I'm drawing a blank. I know Austin would know the name, but nonetheless.
Not Bobo.
It's not Bobo. He went to Oregon. Why is
Where'd
it
he go to
Hammond? Hammond, Purdue. Was it AJ Hammond? Nonetheless, Zach Edey is going to have to make this adjustment.
Well, let's just talk about Oshigwe.
Yeah.
Even.
Yeah.
Just
right?
even like him.
So what I guess what I'm trying to get at, though, is like
there's going to be an adjustment period for Zach Edey because he can't just camp out.
Yeah.
He can't just camp in the lane, and that's such a big piece. That's what made Purdue intimidating at times, was they had the good blend of obviously him down low and that
Taco
intimidating
Fall.
presence. Yes, but even Taco struggled with the adjustment to the NBA.
Yeah.
So there's two ways I can look at this. On one side, it's going to be a very difficult adjustment for Zach Edey to make because he can't just camp out. Teams are going to draw him out to the perimeter, or try to force him outside, which then you ruin or you lose that dominant or intimidating presence down low. On the flip side, though, Zach Edey has a chance to go pretty high because this is a bad draft. There's just not a very good. This is just not a very good draft.
Yeah, well said. Here's the thing, though. My question, even to Austin, if he's listening in, does Zach Edey, with his growth, because you got to remember Zach Edey didn't start really playing basketball until he was like 11th grader. Like he's still fresh. So I can appreciate the work ethic. I can appreciate what Purdue did with him and his growth, his willingness to put in the time and put in the work. But here's the question. Does Zach Edey have any opportunity or potential or skill set? And I know he can't be Joker. I don't want to use him. But anybody with a center with any type of diversity of game, does Zach Edey have the opportunity to be a stretch type of? Because let's look at what Minnesota was not capable of doing with someone of the size of Gobert. I don't think he's as athletic as Gobert. I think he has a better skill set than Gobert. I think he has a better ability to stretch than Gobert. But here's the thing. When I look at the Celtics and what the Celtics was able to do against Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas has a guy that is not any of them, but he's a size guy. We're talking about Gaffords, right? Because we know Lively can stretch. But Gaffords is a guy who is just a guy that's going to be in the middle. He's going to hog the paint. He's a lob guy. Similar to them, and it affected Dallas.
Let me ask you this. Does age matter?
Because he's a little older.
He's older.
Yeah.
Right? Like we looked at Wemby, right?
Yeah.
And Wemby was, I don't know if you would consider Wemby raw, but there were paces of his game, obviously, that you wanted to develop. He was 19 when he was drafted. Zach Edey's 22.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's where, we see it in the NFL all the time where guys will try to wait a little bit longer to select a guy, or will either not select him at all.
Yeah.
And in the NBA, I just don't know how it fits. You mentioned, does he have the ability to grow his game or to grow another strength of his game? I think you have to find the perfect fit of an organization that's willing to invest time.
Said. Well said. So here's the question then, the big question, and then we'll take a break. Where do you think he falls, first round or second? He's going to get drafted. We know that. But where do you think? Because the team is going to matter. But do you take a risk at somebody who is most likely not going to be your starting center? He's probably going to be a secondary center off the bench. Maybe a rim protector guy with some size. But I know the team's going to matter. But where do you think? And we'll monitor it.
I want to say late first just because the draft is so poor.
Yeah.
But, man, as I'm talking and running through all these scenarios in my mind, I'm convincing myself it's second.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to compare Zach Edey to Luka Garza. I think he's better than Luka Garza.
Luka has even stretch abilities more so than Edey.
Exactly.
And still not playing.
And still can't find a spot.
Can't find a spot.
So that's where I think I'm going to lean Zach second. Early to mid second round. I'm right there with you. I just think that it's going to be difficult. You're going to have to find such the perfect fit of, is this organization willing to invest 2-3 years into him on a rookie deal? Maybe, but then
because two-way is not going to really even help him.
Exactly.
Going to the G League is not going to really help him. He's going to do the same stuff he does in college.
And then at that point, you're talking about holding out for a guy that's 26 years old, and that's a lot of weight and a lot of body to continue to put on the knees. And when you're trying to jump, I think you worry about knees holding up, and I think you worry about health, and there's a lot of other factors there. I think it just matters so much on fit of whether or not this an organization is okay with investing 2-3 years into him and saying, okay, when you're 26, we're still going to be bought in on you. I think because in this day and age of just athletics in general, it's about the flashy new thing.
Yeah.
And Zach Edey in 3 years, when people forgot that he was in the G League or forgot that when he was averaging less than 6 points a game and 9 rebounds a game, when people forgot about him, he's not going to be the flashy one. There's going to be some new draft pick that is going to be much more flashy.
No doubt. Austin, real quick, man, chime in. How do you see it real quick before we go to break? And then we'll take it to break.
I think he's a first rounder just on production. I think he's a better defender than Luka Garza pretty clearly. I think he's a better defender than Oscar Tshiebwe. I think Tshiebwe was a little undersized for a pure 5. Edey might be a little oversized. Maybe he's offensive-minded Gobert to some degree, but the fit that I see for him, if a team likes his skill set and wants to continue to use him in that way, it's Philly. Embiid is a high-usage, offensive-minded big man who provides a little bit of defense. Pair him with Tyrese Maxey. Right? There's already kind of the blueprint there. Embiid's a better player. He's more athletic, has more stretchability. But I think if you look at the other bigs across the league, Edey's
even he developed, though. You're right, Austin. That's a good fit because even he at Philly developed a little bit more outside of the paint. Go ahead.
Yeah. If you look at the other bigs across the league, he's not Joker. He's not AD. He's not Karl Anthony Towns. He's not Wemby, who I wouldn't describe as raw. I think Wemby's more growing into his body and his skill set. I think Wemby came over with a lot in his bag already. So, yeah, to me, Philly is absolutely a fit if they want to use him the way he was used somewhat in college. And I really like Nick Nurse's basketball mind. I think he could find some interesting ways to use him. I'm not sure if Milwaukee keeps Brook Lopez, but I also think they're moving away from that type of guy. So I don't think they're a fit for Edey. It really comes down to Philly for me for the one-to-one translation with Embiid from college to pros.
Well said.
Let me ask you this. Do we see, and Austin, I want to get your thoughts on this because you two much more basketball savvy than I am. But when we're talking about the college game with G Leagues and like G League Ignite dispersing and high school guys, are we done seeing a traditional 5? Because that's not what it's hard to, because we're having these conversations about it's hard to find a spot in the NBA. It's not impossible, but it's hard, and you have to be. I mean, look at the production that Edey had at the college level, and we're still having this conversation.
Crazy.
So because of that, are we going to see if we haven't already, a shift into the college game? And because you can't have a guy that's 6'10", 7 foot coming out of high school saying, you know what, I'm just going to go to the G League and I'm just going to skip college, because those leagues are now dispersing and breaking up.
You want me to go first on this one?
Yeah,
Okay.
Get it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you will always see more traditional centers as we think of them in college, just because the guys that make it to the NBA with stretch potential don't stay in college long, right? Your Armando Bacot, your Oscar Tshiebwe's, guys like that. The reason that they dominated college is because they were older. They had a skill set for the college game and they didn't translate to the NBA. There's a lot more tall guys who can do tall guy things than tall guys who can do little guy things, right? That's just the numbers of it. So it wouldn't shock me if we see college move away from it somewhat, but the unicorn type 5s that can put the ball on the floor and pass are so few and far between. It's going to take maybe a guy like Robbie Avila, right, who's really that stretch 5 for St. Louis now instead of Indiana State, where he transferred from following his coach. You're going to need more guys like that at the high major level. But with the different rules, with the slower pace in college, I think there's always going to be enough of a home for the big lumbering big men, just because some schools, can dominate a smaller conference with a tall guy. Painter's built a reputation on it, even at Purdue. So I don't think they will ever go extinct in college like it seems like they're doing in the NBA.
Well said. I don't even need to add on to that. That's definitely the well taken point right there. And I would pretty much say the same thing. So I'm not going to be repetitive on that today. We are here at Blur Events, East Strick. It is the Stricky and Nikki show today. Austin Orman's back in Lincoln on the 1s and 2s. We'll see him mañana. No doubt about it. We're going to take a quick break right now. We'll come back and we'll talk about Pascal Siakam's deal and what does it mean in the landscape of the NBA and the money? Right after this, 937 Ticket.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Seems like just the other day, I was building my first house. I've seen many changes to our building market in Lincoln. It's been a fun road.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, we hear this a lot where I don't want to live in a cookie cutter home. Well, let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. One thing that we started doing early on was we started building neighborhoods. I'm a firm believer in character in your street and in your neighborhood. I like choice. I like variation. I like maybe something a little bit different in a neighborhood that you don't see in every neighborhood. I think it's great to have choices, its uniqueness, and I think that's what gives a neighborhood character. And I think that's what we've done over the years.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Have a passion for the outdoors? Nebraska Game and Parks is seeking seasonal teammates. Work in scenic state parks, contribute to vital research projects, and care for our natural spaces. Seasonal staff assist with special events, provide customer service to outdoor enthusiasts, and make a difference for conservation. Join the adventure at outdoornebraska.gov. Apply online today.
Paid for by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and right now they are offering huge, and I mean huge discounts at Coppell. Get over $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing on select Sierras or Silverados. Plus, Costco members receive another $1,000 off. Yes, that's happening right now in Louisville. $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing. You pick what works for you. Costco members, please contact us at the store or at CoppellCars.com. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere sprayer during Landmark Implement's Fast Start Early Order program. Leverage the industry's latest technology with See and Spray to target weeds in season in corn and soybeans and use less herbicide per acre. Utilize Exact Apply to save in chemical usage and prevent over-application. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year during Landmark Implement's Fast Start Early Order program. Contact your local Landmark location for full details and experience the Landmark difference.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to On the Block. E. Strick here and Nick Sainert. We're going to jump into the conversation real quick because we don't want to waste too much time on it.
No time wasted.
To dig deep, but I don't want to dig deep specifically on the number. Well, the number is actually quite astronomical. $195 million max contract with the Indiana Pacers. Pascal Siakam, who averaged 21 points a game, 8 rebounds, 4 assists on 32 minutes in 41 games with the Pacers. He lands a great extension, 4-year deal.
Great
with
extension
the
for him.
Yeah, for him, no doubt about it. Here's the question, though. When you look at Pascal Siakam coming from Toronto, getting traded, going there, and having a pretty solid career, helped get this team to the playoffs. I think we're finding out now that the NBA has settled on a 2-man model. Yeah, it's not the 3-man model that it used to be.
Yeah,
it's a 2-man model with good guys surrounding you, right?
Yep. Where you get lucky with like a Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
Not lucky, but you have a guy that sticks against the wall.
No doubt. So Pascal Siakam, to me, the question becomes, he's a 3-and-D guy. Yeah. Is he a max guy? Is like places like Indiana, are places like Cleveland, are places like Detroit, places like that, like have to say to themselves, in order us for retaining all-star level talent, we have to give out the bag.
Well, I think
because people are not going to necessarily, not going to be, you've been to the bar, you've been to O Street, you walk on O Street. I mean, you got a beautiful young lady. So I'm not saying it from this.
No, go ahead.
But you walk into O Street and there's people at the bar and there's young ladies. Sometimes we're not the one that's going to be chosen.
Let's be honest. It's the same thing in like college athletics. You got to play the bad team tax.
Right.
Pay the bad team tax. Or at least that's what I call it.
Yeah.
If you're a bad team, you're going to have to pay a little bit extra more. So here's the thing. Those teams and organizations that you mentioned all have one thing in common: market size. I think there is some truth to it. I think there's some validity to it, to where it's this idea of you're a mid-market team where you were able to have an opportunity to get an all-star caliber player fall into your lap and play for you. He enjoys his time there. You have no issues with him. And then you also hit on a draft pick, on another trade for Tyrese Haliburton.
Yeah.
I think it's a combination of both, to where they're feeling like this gives us, this grouping, this pair gives us as good of a chance to compete as we can get right now. We need to salvage it. We need to keep it.
Because it's untradeable contract at this point.
Yes, absolutely.
Untradeable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is his statistics on the floor worth it? No.
Yeah.
But is he valuable enough to Indiana's organization? I think yes.
Yeah.
So, for Indiana, but you said it during the break perfectly, Stricky. New York's not giving them that max.
No.
Bigger market teams aren't giving him that max because they're going to be able to draw other talent and other names similar to a Pascal Siakam for far less without having to hand out these maxes.
Yeah.
Indiana needs to. Other mid-market teams need to.
So when I look at it, Austin, because we're definitely NBA type of guys, but when I look at this, I look from a standpoint of sometimes it's good to be at the right place, right organization, right team at the right time.
Yeah.
And this seems to be one of those situations. Pascal Siakam, in a sense, being in Indiana at this time, putting up the numbers that he put up. They're not going to blow you away. They're solid for his size, his skill set. He's, like I said, he's a 3-and-D guy. He's solid. But at the end of the day, he's at the right place at the right time to hit for the lottery, so to speak, in the NBA.
He absolutely is. Do I think he's worthy of like full max money? I don't. I don't think he moves the needle that much for me, but he's still a really good player. He found a good situation for him. Indiana did a really good job of targeting him in the trade market because I think to his core, he's a role player. He's another guy that was a late bloomer who had some really good moments in college, came to the league, had to really grind his way up to where he is. I think at his core, he is that 3-and-D guy, but he gives you the ability to take over a game from time to time. What he did in picking up the pieces in Toronto after Kawhi Leonard left for Los Angeles was impressive. So we know it's in there. I like the fit with him and Halliburton. With Halliburton running the show, Siakam can pick up some slack here and there. It's not quite De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis out in Sacramento because Sabonis is a true 5. But I picture both Fox and Halliburton in the same kind of category of point guards who like to run, who are pass first, who have the ability to score, shoot a little bit. Siakam's more athletic than Sabonis. Sabonis is probably the better playmaker, especially from that high post area. So I like the combination. I like it as a building block for Indiana. But if you're telling me Pascal Siakam is getting max money and is the second best player on Indiana's team, they're going to be struggling to, I think, crack the top 4 in the East, even if I think it's still a solid playoff team.
So here's why I will say before we go to break, and then we'll come back and give a preview for this upcoming game that's about to jump off. Tennessee against Florida State. I almost want to say Texas A&M. I know Texas A&M is on the other bracket. So they're about to jump off. But here's what I'll say. I actually love what you had to say about that. I think that when I look at Pascal Siakam, I look at him from a standpoint of being a guy who has some capabilities, but I think that he just happens to be in the right fit as well as an organization. What I mean by that is this team likes to run. They don't take long. Pascal Siakam is definitely a high-paced guy. He thrives in the open court. That's one of the areas in where there's success for him. Get it out, push it out, get him in the open court one-on-one, and he's able to do things there. And being that this team has that style, it's a perfect fit, I think, for both of them as far as for what he can do.
Is Indiana one guy away?
I think if they can get more out of Miles Turner, like consistency-wise, I think they're fine.
Well, they need more from Halliburton, too.
Well, yeah. So I think, both of them, if they come in this season and they can raise their level, I think you might have something. If not, like you said, Austin, Pascal Siakam, I don't think is enough at a max contract to move the needle to take me there. And so we're just going to have to see what it all plays out to be. We're going to take a quick break again. We're going to come back. We'll give you a preview on this game. It has just started. It's the first inning, top of the first. Tennessee against Florida State. We'll see what happens, and we'll preview kind of what's going on, what our thoughts are about it when we come back. 937 The Ticket.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Tune in every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. for the Malone Radio Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Don't miss the opportunity to learn about the Malone Community Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln and the surrounding area. It's the Malone Radio Show with Executive Director John Goodwin and Sports Director Mike Hunter every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What's your radon level at home? Don't know? Find out with a call to Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating, 467-1111 for radon testing and mitigation.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the pursuit of justice for those that have been injured. My name is Eric Hagan, attorney with Liberty Law Group. If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, call 877-42-LIBERTY. Our detail-oriented trial attorneys are committed to the highest quality legal representation. At Liberty Law Group, we will fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Once again, that's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
You know that dollar bill you've got stuffed in your wallet, purse, or pocket? Give it a little respect, because it could win you millions. Lotto America from the Nebraska Lottery is here, and it only costs $1 to play. It has a $2 million starting jackpot with drawings every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. What's more, you can add the All-Star bonus for an additional $1 to multiply any prize won. So unwrinkle that dollar bill in your glove box and play today. Lotto America top prize odds 1 in 26 million.
Join us each Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon for Youth Football 101 with Tank Perry of the Nebraska Red Wolves of 7-on-7 football. The future of the sport depends on the foundation set at a young age. Hear those stories and more each Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
I think the plan is to go bigger at corner. You got to have bigger corners in this league because you got these receivers. You got to deal with Ohio State receivers. And I'm not saying small corners can't get it done, but small corners have to be extraordinary, right? They got to jump higher. They got to do things that bigger corners might not necessarily have to do. So, I mean, losing Ethan Nation, it's kind of a blow, but when you got to get down in scholarships anyway, it's not, man. They got to have their best guys, man.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back on the block.
There it is. Say, wait a minute.
Nick, you are not black.
I never said I was.
We're back on the block at Blur. See, it was the tongue twister. I was, back on the block at Blur. Now that threw me off.
Whatever you say.
Whatever. But anyway, this is what I'm trying to say. Here's the thing. Tennessee and Florida State is off to a start. It is not looking good, but it was first and third. Walked the first batter.
Yeah.
And found themselves hitting to the third, not fielding it correctly. Run already scores. Tennessee is up 1-0 already. What's your feel about this game? What do you expect to see in this game, and what's going to possibly play out as we can,
So we know, right? Like the biggest reason why we say the teams with 2-0, in addition to them just not having to be beaten twice, why they're in the driver's seat. Well, it's because their pitching is in a much better spot.
Yeah.
Florida tonight, not to switch games, Florida announced that they're going to start Liam Peterson on the mound, who started on Saturday night against Texas A&M. They're going to start him again tonight against the Aggies in a must-win game for Florida, and a game that A&M can fortunately enough for them lose and then still come back tomorrow if needed. In this one, though, I said it during the break, Stricky, Tennessee's done nothing special. They haven't, and this is like the biggest bugaboo, I think, just for amateur teams or college baseball teams, is that you allow people or teams to beat you by not even doing anything. And what I mean by that is you walk the leadoff batter, then you miss a routine ground ball down the first base line to advance him to third base. So now runners are at the corners, first and third. Well, then it's another routine ground ball that you mishandle at third base. Cam Smith does mishandle it at third base. Is only able to get one out at second base. Couple different scenarios here.
Well, then you walk again.
Yeah, then
so
you
now
walk
you're
another
first and
guy.
second.
So now you're
Right.
first and
like
second.
you're saying, they're
with
not
less
doing
than
nothing special.
Tennessee is putting the pressure on thanks to Florida State.
Yeah.
Florida State is allowing Tennessee to put the pressure on them. Tennessee hasn't really come out here. They've just been disciplined and played baseball. And now
another hit.
Now timely hitting with runners in scoring position is that's going to score one, and Florida State's down 2-0 quickly before they can even blink. So now you're talking about guys having to get up and warming in the bullpen before they expected to.
20 pitches in.
Yeah, 20. I mean,
or
so
18.
So here's my thing: is like when you're Florida State in this case, a couple of different scenarios in that first couple of batters. First is you don't walk the leadoff guy, but even if you do, you get a ground ball. You need your defense behind you to help you out, and your defense fails you, allows the ball to go into right field. If you field that cleanly, you are for sure getting an out at second base. Then that turns into a runner at first base with one out instead of runners at the corners with one out. Then that turns into a ground ball to third base. There's less pressure because there's not a guy scoring on the play to then turn two at second base. And worst case scenario then is if you only get one out of that, you have a runner once again at first with two outs.
Yeah.
And if you don't walk the next guy, he gets even a base hit. He's not scoring.
Mm-hmm.
You're not forcing Tennessee to do anything spectacular. You're forcing them to just basically stand there and for two of their first five hitters, not take the bat off their shoulder. That's not a recipe for a win anywhere, let alone the College World Series.
There it is. We'll give you more updates on this game as we continue here on the block, but we're going to have to take a break right now. We'll get into the 3 o'clock hour. We're going to talk about Monty Williams. Is it one of the greatest retirement plans that you've ever seen?
Yeah, let me just work for a year.
1 year. We'll be right back on the block. 937 Ticket.
By now, most of you know how important the Honda of Lincoln sales and service team are to the Lincoln market. Hello, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear from Honda of Lincoln to tell you about the great news they just received. Andy, please tell us all about it.
Each year, the Lincoln Journal-Star has an award program called the Lincoln Choice Award, where the customers in Lincoln get to choose the best places to do business. Great pleasure I get to announce that Honda of Lincoln has won the award for buying new cars, used cars, automotive repair, and even oil changes.
That is amazing, Andy. Any more good news?
Yes, there is, Charlie. We now have more than 100 new Hondas in stock, with hundreds on the way, and a huge selection of all makes and models on our pre-owned lot.
Incredible. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
NEPCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEPCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEPCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from a program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Seems like just the other day, I was building my first house. I've seen many changes to our building market in Lincoln. It's been a fun road.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, we hear this a lot where I don't want to live in a cookie cutter home. Well, let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. One thing that we started doing early on was we started building neighborhoods. I'm a firm believer in character in your street and in your neighborhood. I like choice. I like variation. I like maybe something a little bit different in a neighborhood that you don't see in every neighborhood. I think it's great to have choices, its uniqueness, and I think that's what gives a neighborhood character. And I think that's what we've done over the years.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today. All right, it's time for Final Jeopardy. It's been a tight contest today that all comes down to this final question. No summer picnic or family get-together or trip to the lake is complete without this particular item. Let's go first to Bob.
What is beer?
No, that's not it. Think about the kids. Over to you, Farley.
What is corn on the cob?
Tough to grill that on a boat. Wrong again. Grace, this time for the win.
What is Bure's cheese spread?
We have a winner! Bure's cheese spread, available in most local grocers in Nebraska. Without a strong IT partner, your business ends up overspending, underperforming, wearing too many hats, complicating your work, and more. Applied Connective Technologies can help with experts in every facet of technology. If it plugs in, powers on, or charges up, they're your people. Imagine being able to call one team for all your technology solutions rather than a village of vendors and providers. For all your needs in managed IT and cybersecurity, phone systems, physical security, infrastructure, and audio or video, head to appliedconnective.com to better your business today.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland. Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America, on air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NIPCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Welcome back to On the Block. Stricky Niggy Show today here at Blur Events. Outside the College World Series, the game has jumped off. It is not going well to start. An error from the pitcher. It is already off to a bad 3-0. But anyway, we're going to move on. Here's the deal.
Hey,
it's not a good start.
Wow. It only took 20 actual real minutes for Tennessee or Florida State to get out of the top half of the first inning.
Yeah, it's already not no point.
They did change pitcher.
But here's the thing. We're going to talk about what's no bueno in the NBA right now, and that is Monty Williams. So Monty Williams was just fired after 1 year of being Detroit Pistons head coach. Yeah. It has to be, to me, one of the greatest, and we'll talk about that. We'll love your support and thoughts on the topic of discussion as well, as Monty Williams lands $65 million to sit on the couch, with his legs crossed like the Dos Equis man, saying, "Stay thirsty, my friends." He hits a lick. 1 year as the coach, $78 million deal. But here's the catcher. He got an extension from the Phoenix Suns as well, yeah. Coming off an extended deal that was raised. He had 3 years, $21 million left on that deal.
Yep.
He is the main one that's saying 1, 2, 3 Cancun right now.
Well, Cancun
with no loss
for months. He might just buy a house in Cancun. Right. I mean, honestly, he might just buy the resort.
Wow.
Just buy the resort,
man.
Because here's the deal. So
you ain't gonna miss it.
$68 million. Woo. So think about the. Now this is jumping from professional to college. The buyouts that have been handed out this year in just sports. Yeah, Jimbo Fishers. Yeah. Now you have Monty Williams. Yeah. Two completely different names, but Monty Williams has found a loophole, right? 65.
He's got a cheat code.
Stricky.
He put it on his phone, cheat code.
What are the Pistons? Okay, look, can we I want to talk big picture and what this means for like just sports in general. But let's first start with the Detroit Pistons. Because what in the world? I know you were bad.
Yeah.
But there's a lot bigger problems.
14 and 68 bad.
There's a lot bigger problems than Monty Williams.
Yeah.
So why? $68 million.
$68 million.
You gave this guy 1 year.
Right.
1 year, which I think speaks to the structure of it all.
Yeah.
You gave this guy 1 season. You were bad, had a horrible losing streak. At one point, it was like 28 games, I think. And yet, you fired him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not the smartest guy in the room, and I admit that. I have no problem admitting that. But if you lose 28 games in a row, I don't feel like you just have one single problem. And now putting $68 million on your payroll, I don't think he's going to fix it.
Yeah, so here's the deal. The former general manager, Troy Weaver,
okay,
it was kind of like he saw the shiny new thing.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's sitting there. It's kind of like the A&R guy that found Rihanna.
Yeah.
He saw the shiny new thing. He liked it. The only difference is Rihanna hit a lick. But Troy Weaver was the former guy who saw this guy take the Phoenix Suns, pretty veteran-laden team, few young pieces.
Yeah.
Took them to the finals, and he got fired. No reason of his own, but maybe Phoenix saw something that nobody else saw. Let him go. That shiny new thing sticking out there. You need a lick. You've got a bunch of young players. You're hoping that pedigree comes with him. But here's the problem. He gets fired. Trajan Langdon comes in, takes over.
Yep.
So here's the situation, similar to what you see in the college football landscape all the time. He's not my guy. He's all right, but he's not real, as Eminem said on 8 Mile. He's all right, but he's not real. And so here's what you find is Trajan Langdon stuck with a situation to where he sees no foreseeable future, no progress. He's playing with lineups. 10 guys one time in one quarter was used. He's starting a guy. I mean, it's like there's no game plan. There's no idea of what you're working with. And so in the foreseeable future, you see that Langdon says, I have an opportunity. He had to go and sell it, though. I have an opportunity to find the coach that I believe that can take this team. Instead of allowing it to go a little bit further, as Texas A&M did with Jimbo Fisher, everybody and their mama saw the writing on the wall. They tried to, mitigate it a little bit and push it along, kicking the can down the road, hoping that you're able to change the program around. They just don't see it. They don't see it happening with this coach, with that young team. There's no way in 5 years you're still in the lottery. And so that's why they said it's time to make it now.
What would you grade Detroit's roster?
I think it's definitely below average.
Evan
That
Fournier.
was
Evan
a
Fournier, Jaden Ivey.
Jaden Ivey has some upside.
James
I like
Wiseman.
him. But they were starting another guy over him. Wiseman
Cunningham.
is still a project guy for
Duren.
them. Cade Cunningham still hasn't shown me that he's ready to break through and become him.
That's my thing is
Yeah.
I just think that there's so many other things wrong. There's different branches of this main topic that we can go off into.
Yeah.
There's no is there a surefire guy out there? In the NBA coaching carousel.
It hurts see, that's the problem.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the problem. Because Cleveland's looking now, LA's still looking.
You already said
you're already on the bottom total pole.
Cleveland's the one that's shocking to me because JB Bickerstaff takes them to the postseason, right? They have Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland's worked out well for them. Yet they move on from Bickerstaff after the playoff berth. They keep whether that was to keep Donovan Mitchell happy, whatever the case may be. Donovan Mitchell's happy in Cleveland.
Yeah.
But if you look around the league, and I think I texted this to you, the Lakers have just kind of been off in their own world, doing their own thing. That's the only one everybody's only talking about.
They're in a bubble.
JJ Redick's kind of just going to be given to them.
They only won the bubble title.
I mean, JJ Redick's doing the podcast with LeBron and all this. And I mean, JJ Redick, I would assume, is just going to be their next head coach.
Yeah.
And so here's the deal. Everybody else was out there for Cleveland for the taking. And they've done nothing.
Yeah.
They haven't done anything.
Yeah.
They've just been sitting on their hands. And I sit there and I go, now you've put yourself, if you're Cleveland, you hurt yourself by not making a move because if Detroit goes out and gets what's viewed as a better coach, you're going to look like a fool.
Right.
You're going to look like a fool because you fired Bickerstaff before everybody else fired their coaches, made changes, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
You were the team that didn't wait so that you could hire somebody quicker. And now you've done nothing. And now other teams like the Pistons have fired their coach, owing him $65 million. Here's the deal.
Talk to me.
What place would you rather go? Strictly.
You talking about Detroit or Cleveland?
You're going to Cleveland, probably, right?
I would go to Cleveland
just because Detroit. It's probably going to be easier to win. But then I think
you're a little bit. You're in the middle tier of the Cleveland. I mean, you're in the middle tier of the East already off top.
That's good.
You're not full rebound. I mean, full rebound of an organization.
How much does the fact that an organization just fired a dude with so much left on his buyout tell you that if you don't win at Detroit, it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter.
I mean, like that's the image now
Yeah.
that Detroit sent out. If I'm a coach and I'm going to say, well, Detroit's going to have to pay the bad team tax.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to pay me more. And then guess what? You know what? If I don't win for that with that crappy roster next year, go ahead and fire me with my $50 million on the buyout.
There it is.
I just like that's the picture that's portrayed now. But I think that's just the problem in sports altogether now.
Yeah.
Is it's basically just a recycling of coaches everywhere, especially in professional sports. Recycling of coaches. We saw it years ago with Adam Gase and with Adam.
Great catch!
What a catch with Adam Gase and Rex Ryan and that whole trifecta there. But ultimately, I think that's just the case in professional sports now. Is that it's just a recycling of coaches. Oh, it didn't work out here. Let's try it here for a decent amount of money. And that's why Frank Vogel still has jobs, and that's why other coaches, multiple coaches, just get picked up by another place because it didn't work out for whatever reason there, but it's going to work out at this new spot.
Let's shift the conversation real quick because I want to talk about this part of it because NFL is going to approach sooner than everybody right now. This is a crazy situation. But one of the better wide receivers out there in the country right now, and Brandon Ayuk, has been sending a lot of cryptic messages. Hasn't moved once his his new deal.
Yeah.
Brandon Ayuk basically reached out to Jaden Daniels and said on a TikTok that the San Francisco 49ers don't want me here.
Yeah.
He sends out another tweet. Family, all of them have been talking, saying that this is why I want to get out of here, or this is why I don't belong here. And he feels that he wasn't used in the Super Bowl. That I personally thought he was targeted. He just didn't get no separation.
Well,
that was what I saw. But to each his own, his thoughts and his opinion. But now you're looking at a landscape in the receiver market that's absolutely crazy. You're looking at Justin Jefferson just hitting for $35 million a year with 110 of it guaranteed. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's what's going out. You have Jalen Waddle hitting for and have similar numbers to Ayuk. Their team was a little bit better. They reached, but you're looking at him and Amon St. Ra, hitting for $28 million a year. So they offered him Ayuk 26, and they have to. So Ayuk, I think, needs to make a decision.
Yeah.
And Austin, I want you to get on this too. Ayuk has to make a decision. Do I want to be on a good team? Because you have McCaffrey there. You're not the only reason. You're a big reason because of your ability to blow the top off that makes that engine run, but you're not really the engine. I would buy to say if you put him in a solo situation, you throw him in a Cleveland situation similar to what, does he have the same success like what what's our guy Amari Cooper?
Yeah,
I don't know. But so I look at Ayuk and I say, you have all these pieces, and there's a reason Deebo Samuel's there. There's a reason McCaffrey's there. There's a reason Kittle's there. You guys are the ones that make the engine run. So you might need to take less, but guys are out here, they're chasing the bag.
Well, they're chasing the bag, and it seems seemingly the market resets every signing, right? Obviously, especially at the quarterback position and
crazy
position as well, right? Like Justin Jefferson did Brandon Ayuk a huge favor by signing.
Yeah.
Because now that's going to reset it to where even if he doesn't get Justin Jefferson numbers, he's going to get more than he was going to get a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
Because it's been completely reset.
Set. Yeah.
So I think, and we see it with quarterbacks all the time, where that's why Trevor Lawrence, which we're going to talk about later in the show,
next,
undeservedly, in my opinion, got
Facts.
as much as he did. And
WTF.
so I just think that when you look at the market, players are having to make a decision on, do I want to win or do I want to get paid?
Yeah.
And if they chase the latter, and that's fine. I mean,
mad.
Don't be mad
Come
when you lose.
Asking
and don't
for
be
trades.
mad. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so you look at San Francisco, and so many conversations have been talked and discussed about how you don't need a good quarter. You don't need a star quarterback in San Fran to win games because all the pieces are there. Could you say the same about being a skill position guy?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, are we confident in saying that Brandon Ayuk can be a number one?
Send him to Jacksonville.
That's my thing. So are we
go down there?
And
See what
these
the
are
numbers look like.
these are all open-ended questions, and we don't know the answer to these. But are we confident in Brandon Ayuk being a number one? Or were we confident in other guys? I mean, the list goes on and on about guys that feel like they can make it on their own. Some of them sink and some of them swim, and so that's where Brandon Ayuk's got to decide. San Francisco's going to be fine with or without him, I think.
Yeah,
because they'll be able to plug in somebody that is serviceable enough.
Well, they just had their first round
Yes.
pick this year. Gosh darn, I just forgot his name.
But they'll be able to plug in somebody serviceable enough.
Ricky Pearsall.
There it is, Pearsall. Yeah, their first round pick was for that reason.
They'll be able to plug somebody in, and if he wants to stay, great. And San Francisco's going to be chasing a title. If he doesn't, great. San Francisco's going to be chasing the title.
Austin, talk to me.
Yeah, it's hard to predict what Brandon Ayuk might be outside of San Francisco. And you look at him athletically and what he's been asked to do in San Francisco, I don't see a true number one. I see kind of a Michael Pittman Jr. type where he's probably best as a 1B, where you're okay with him as your number one guy.
T. Higgins.
Yeah, T is a little more athletic, I think, than Ayuk is, has a little bit better body for my liking. But he's clearly 1B behind Jamar Chase and Cincy right now. So Ayuk can be a good receiver, but I think part of what makes San Francisco so good is that they have so many good skill position guys. I can tell you that I don't think that Brandon Ayuk or Deebo Samuel would be who they are outside of San Francisco, because the two dudes in the skill position core are Christian McCaffrey and then George Kittle. Those guys translate across systems. I think they help elevate that San Francisco system and make Ayuk and Samuel look better, where it's Ayuk, the prototypical, quote unquote, number one receiver, and Samuel, the versatile gadget guy. Those are the ones who get amplified by the stars, that the less glamorous positions of running back and tight end. So I'm in the same kind of boat I am with Pascal Siakam, funny enough, with Brandon Ayuk. Can take over a game, is a good player. You like having him on your team. You don't want to see him leave. Probably not going to be worth the money they're asking for, just because of the stigma and the attention that amount of money will bring relative to the production.
Well, here's one thing to think about when you look into the situation. You're absolutely right. I think it does matter regarding the system, because he to me is a solid dude, and he makes the system go by way of his blocking. He is one of the better blocking receivers, and this is why their system works. McCaffrey, those guys, Debo on jet sweeps with Ayuk blocking. Kittle's one of the best blocking tight ends as well. So you have all these components where they can complement themselves, but now you have somebody that could potentially be disgruntled, and it could actually mess up the unit, because that their running game on the perimeter now could change because Ayuk was so good at it.
Here's a question for you guys. If Ayuk's deal was up first and they re-signed him last year, would we be having the same conversation and feelings about Deebo Samuel this year?
Probably.
I think that comment points right into Austin's point about on the own, separate from it's that whole greater of all, sum of all the parts is greater than one, whatever. But nonetheless, here's this case of I think we'd be having the same conversation. Deebo got his last year. Deebo got the bag last year and was able to stay in San Francisco. I honestly don't think Brandon Ayuk is going to be as lucky.
Yeah.
And frankly, good for San Francisco, because the markets are getting out of control.
Yeah.
They are out of control. And I wonder if it'll ever slow down. It goes back to the Indiana Pacers conversation we had a little bit ago, where teams are going to have to either decide of, we're going to take the risk of free agency and maybe hold out a little bit longer to see if you can eventually start crawling back to us. We're not going to pay this absurd amount. Like teams like Jacksonville had to. Teams like San Francisco, I don't think have to.
There it is.
I think that shows the difference in markets too.
No doubt.
Right? I think we talk
where you are in the market.
Markets are so crucial, and Austin can attest, and Strick, obviously you can too. Markets and market size are so crucial in baseball, right? We see that with the Royals versus the Cubs or versus the Yankees, right? On one extreme, Yankees and Dodgers in the large market teams, while the Royals are World Series contenders once out of every 8 years or 2 years out of every 10, and they got to strike when that matters, when they're hot, strike when the iron's hot. Well, right now, I think we're starting to see maybe that market size does matter in other professional sports just because the markets and the prices to sign all-star players are just out of hand.
Yeah, I think it's across the board. It's mad crazy, and that's one of the things we're definitely going to talk about. Let's check here on the Sauter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. You definitely want to engage in the conversation. Gorilla Bear says Debo is much more versatile than Ayuk.
I'm not saying that's incorrect. I'm saying
I don't think he can blow the top off.
I'm saying we'd still have the same
in
conversation.
intermediate
Is Debo worth a couple, like as much as we're talking, right?
Yeah.
Like, because now we would be talking about Debo. Is he able to be a number one wide receiver? Is he, because if you're going to pay him close to Justin Jefferson type of money, is he going to be able to produce at Justin Jefferson type of level? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, I same thing with Brandon Ayuk now. And so if that's what they're expecting because the market's been reshifted, well, I mean, at some point, organizations in a bigger, larger market like San Francisco are just going to have to bow up and say, we're not doing that. We're not going to pay that.
That's ultimately what it comes down to. Any other thoughts, Austin, back at the studio?
Yeah, I think there are like 4 or 5 offenses in the NFL Debo Samuel would thrive in if San Francisco hadn't paid him this offseason. I think Kansas City would be an interesting fit. I like Indy with Steichen's creativity. Maybe Philly to some degree. Baltimore, I think, could find a way to use him. Ayuk's game is definitely more translatable across the league, but I think Debo just screams 49ers to me. He screams Shanahan to me with how creative Kyle Shanahan has been in using him. And apparently One Eye Ray says I say San Francisco too much, not San Francisco. I didn't realize
Ray's
that.
not mad at you.
No, I
Austin?
just didn't know that.
Dang.
So thanks for pointing that out, One Eyed Ray.
Austin's just attacking One-Eyed Ray on the text line.
I don't want to make people upset or anything. I just don't like San Francisco because of 2014. So
it's like
I'm done with the Bay Area.
It's like in the Elf movie where he's sitting in the corner. He's like, Francisco. That's just Austin. That's Austin. He's just.
I'm the angry South Pole elf too.
Buddy, shut up.
Well, we're going to get out of here, but we're going to continue in the conversation. We'll give you a little update here continuously. It's in the top of the second. Still same score. Tennessee is up 3-0 over Florida State, but they just got a 2-out hit and have a runner now at second base. So, hey, we'll see how it's going to play out. We'll be back because we're going to talk Trevor Lawrence because I just think that – oh, there he is again, another run. At the plate. And not in time. Here we go. 4-0. It's just a continuation of what we talked about. We'll re-engage that before we talk about Trevor Lawrence when we come back, of just how meaningful it is to get guys out, get off the field, and get in the dugout. So we'll talk a little bit to start before we get into Trevor Lawrence. 93.7 The Ticket on the block. We'll be right back.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. We see a chance of showers and storms throughout the day. An afternoon high around 72. Tonight, showers and storms likely with a low around 63. And tomorrow, a continued chance of showers and storms. It will be warmer, though, with the high around 87. I'm meteorologist Kyle Cluck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Without a strong IT partner, your business ends up overspending, underperforming, wearing too many hats, complicating your work, and more. Applied Connective Technologies can help with experts in every facet of technology. If it plugs in, powers on, or charges up, they're your people. Imagine being able to call one team for all your technology solutions rather than a village of vendors and providers. For all your needs in managed IT and cybersecurity, phone systems, physical security, infrastructure, and audio or video, head to appliedconnective.com to better your business today.
Alcohol has strained our relationship. Drinking too much can cause harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, we will save our relationship. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Vershawn Jackson, the captain here for The Body Shop. And man, did they hook me up with a great massage recently. The captain has a lot of stress in his life, as many people do. And for 1 hour, it was all relieved. The team at The Body Shop gave me a deep tissue massage that hit every area that I was in pain at. Whether you're looking for a Swedish massage, sports massage, deep tissue, hot stone, aroma, or more, there's only one place to go. The Body Shop at 48th NA. Book an appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Tune in every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. for the Malone Radio Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Don't miss the opportunity to learn about the Malone Community Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln and the surrounding area. It's the Malone Radio Show with Executive Director John Goodwin and Sports Director Mike Hunter every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the pursuit of justice for those that have been injured. My name is Eric Hagan, attorney with Liberty Law Group. If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, call 877-42-LIBERTY. Our detail-oriented trial attorneys are committed to the highest quality legal representation. At Liberty Law Group, we will fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Once again, that's 877-42-LIBERTY.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back on the block. Nick and I are playing Jabs over here. Tag over here. But quick update, and look, they were finally able to get out of it. Again, another mistake. 2 outs again. They're able to manufacture a run, and it wasn't necessarily just not able to get out. Tell us about the importance as a pitcher to be able to hit your spots, keep the ball down, make sure there's ground balls, make your best pitches to get you out and allow the fielders to hopefully make plays behind you.
I think we've seen in this College World Series and every single year how important it is to settle down in the first inning, right? If you can win the first inning, you feel like you have a great opportunity to win the game. The teams crack under pressure, and in the first inning of an elimination game, think about it. Florida State has all the pressure on them.
Yeah.
Tennessee doesn't have any right now. There's a lot of pressure on Florida State right now because they know they got to win this one, and then they got to win another one. And that's when maybe that pressure shift, as Jay Foreman says, the winds of change, that can change and meander over to the other team.
Yeah.
Right now, it was so crucial in that first inning for Florida State to come in, stay composed, stay within themselves, and they did it. And Tennessee, give them credit, they took care of business in that. And now Tennessee has all this momentum. It feels like a pretty tall mountain for Florida State to climb.
Yeah.
And so now that's the conversation that I think needs to have or to take place in tonight's game between Florida and Texas A&M. Is Kevin O'Sullivan goes, listen, guys, they're going to try to force if you make you feel like you have all the pressure on themselves. Understand, we just got nothing changes. Nothing changes from earlier today. Keep the same mentality. To your point, though, is to throw strikes. It's so important, especially at the college game, to just have 2 pitches.
Yeah.
You need to be able to control 2 pitches. You need to be able to establish a fastball. And a lot of times at the college level, maybe not so much at the College World Series specifically, but at the college level, you can do that going through the lineup for the first time. But the second time through the lineup, you got to have some sort of breaker. You got to have some sort of off speed, some sort of speed
some
change.
movement.
Yeah, something either down to up to down or left to right. Figure out something to keep guys off balance. And if you throw a third in, well, then that's when you really start cooking with gas, and you're able to have some pretty serious and successful performances. Right in that first inning, we saw it. Florida State couldn't execute and couldn't establish a fastball, and you're going to have a tough time making it out of an inning without, allowing any damage or even before you get subbed out.
One quick question before we turn over to the Trevor Lawrence discussion, and more so, it's a broader discussion than just Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
We're talking about quarterbacks, period. Because guess who's next up? Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah,
so
and Dak Prescott
and
too.
Dak too. So you're looking at 2 players, and the Cowboys are trying to maybe play the waiting game to see, but the worse that they kick this can, the worse it gets for them. But here's the thing. What does it play into the psyche of a team like Florida State? Coming out of the ACC, yes, we know that there's still – but the dominant team for the last 2 years, outside of the fact that Tennessee didn't get in, they're still a dominant team. They've shown it. They've proved it. Now they're here, and this is the team that you're facing on elimination, that you have to look them square in the eye. That's why I think it's even more imperative that you get in, get out, get into the dugout,
take care of
get up
business.
back.
I think that in a
Well,
situation,
also the pitcher.
Yeah.
Like the team, and then maybe the pitcher. Like, just think, does those things factor into the psyche?
Absolutely. I think when you're on a stage like this, everything somewhat factors into it. You can say you're going to block out the noise, and it's hard not to, right? You have the sights and the smells, and a lot of these guys have grown up watching the College World Series. I think if you're from Florida State's perspective here, the challenge that was in front of you. Overnight, you knew the challenge that was in front of you. That to not only beat the number 1 team in the country once, but to have to beat them twice. And now facing an early 4-0 deficit, it feels like that tall mountain just got taller. Or you were latched on with one hook or one hand, but it's starting to slip. And it feels like it's just going to be hard, more and more difficult. That's why it's important, right? Florida State, it was important for them. They didn't put up a 0 in the top of the second inning. It's going to be extremely important for them to go 3, 4, 5 inning or 5th inning here, putting up zeros, putting up clean sheets, because that's going to allow your offense maybe to get some momentum, allow your guys in the dugout to maybe feel like it's not so much of a insurmountable lead. The middle innings are going to be extremely important, I think, in a game like this one for Florida State. But then on the flip side, Tennessee, understand the opportunity that's in front of you right now is if you go out there and you just handle business and limit damage, guess what? You're in a really good spot, and you're big Florida fans tonight.
Yeah.
Because then that means that whoever you play has to play another game in between before you even start the championship series. Tennessee is this start of the game could not have worked out better for the Vols. You think about it, they've played. This is now just their third game. Florida State is on their fourth, and you're talking about just the ability to have pitchers be set up well for the future and for future games, and also just team rest. Tennessee has a great opportunity here, and Florida State just needs to start chipping away. Still plenty of time.
Yeah, still plenty of time. Here's what we have when we're looking at here is Trevor Lawrence has just landed a new super mega deal out of Jacksonville for the Jaguars. It gives you one of those. It's a deal that kind of makes your eyebrows raise a little bit, and you're just kind of, huh? It's one of those things where you're like, you hear about it, and you're like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's just part of being right in the middle of a crazy landscape of quarterback, being a quarterback in the NFL, and it depends on where you lie.
Yep.
Right now, the Mahomes deal is looking excellent.
Yeah.
Right now, the further down, I think he's like dang near the top or close to the 10th as far as his contract numbers, or somewhere down to the bottom.
He's not. He's not per annual salary. He's not making the most.
It's not. So what you have right now is Trevor Lawrence is looking at a 5-year, $275 million extension. Is looking to potentially have an average annual value with all of the different guarantees and all of the different incentives and stuff like that, potentially being up to worth $55 million. $142 million of it is fully guaranteed. That's third most. Is Trevor Lawrence, Austin and Nick, is Trevor Lawrence potential, or is he worth $142 guaranteed million in the NFL?
Go ahead, Austin. I'll let you have this one first.
Trevor Lawrence has been let down by drops more than any other quarterback in the NFL since he's entered the league. And that's just factual. That's not me trying to defend, my boy, as you would say.
Your boy.
It's factual. Jacksonville's receivers have not been great. And I don't think you can put that on Trevor Lawrence, right? Coming out of college, you could see the potential. You could see that he threw a catchable ball. He made his receivers better at Clemson. He didn't just lose his touch and ability to throw the football in the NFL.
Yeah.
Jacksonville's receivers have not been good with Trevor Lawrence there. Now, he's got fumbleia. He absolutely does. That's confirmed. That's a problem he's got to clean up. But Trevor Lawrence is a guy that I think is trending toward Kirk Cousins territory. Not where you thought he would be, right, as one of the generational quarterback prospects coming out in the draft, or the highest rated guys ever out of the high school recruiting ranks going to Clemson, outstanding college career. Trevor Lawrence isn't the problem in Jacksonville. He's got to get better, but I think more often than not, Trevor Lawrence has been let down by his team. So if the supporting cast improves, he's going to be overpaid a la Kirk Cousins, where you could certainly do worse than him, but you'd rather have, Trevor Lawrence for a little bit cheaper than, top of the market money.
Trevor Lawrence right now, he's being paid the 11th highest yearly salary among quarterbacks at 24 years old. He's due to jump into the top 5. Right now, Lamar Jackson at $51.8 million is number 1. Jared Goff at $48.4 million is number 2. Deshaun Watson almost.
You all right?
Choked on. I need some Dasani. Deshaun Watson at $46 million. That, again, I've always said that had to be one of the most horrible contracts that I've ever seen. Patrick Mahomes, one of the best quarterback right now, is at $45 million a year. Kirk Cousins is at $45. Joe Burrow is number 6. Dak Prescott at 42 second. Jalen Hurts at 41.6. Daniel Jones is the 9th at $41 million. Justin Herbert comes in just under him at $40.9. There's Trevor Lawrence. But at this point, I don't know.
I would choke at Justin Herbert's contract too.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. Austin, I 100% agree with you, right? The supporting cast hasn't been great. Frankly, the coaching staff hasn't been great either. But nonetheless, I think you look at just statistics. Trevor Lawrence is 20-30 in his career. He has one playoff win, and it was on the form of a magical come from behind over the Chargers. That was shocking to this day that the Chargers could only score 3 points and a half after they score 24 in the first half. They allow a last-second field goal to Jacksonville, and Jacksonville wins 29-27. I just – when you look at Trevor Lawrence, I clump him into the same conversation as Justin Herbert, to where that Jacksonville has spent draft picks on skill position guys. They haven't panned out. Now, this plays into Austin's point of he's always going to be overpaid. Every quarterback is going to be overpaid more than likely because that's just how the market is. But I also think, once again, going back, Jacksonville needed to do it. They needed to do it.
Talk to me.
The Jacksonville needed to pay him, and whatever.
Then before you say your thought, here's
Go
why.
ahead. Yeah.
Because I want to give the facts on what you're saying to make it, to solidify what you're saying. This is their best ever quarterback that they've ever had. The last best quarterback that they had was Mark Brunell.
Not a Blake Bortles guy.
Was
David
Mark
Garrard,
Brunell.
Byron Leftwich, anyone?
But stop it. Mark Brunell was probably their best quarterback.
Who are some other Jacksonville quarterbacks over the last couple of years?
He just named off some.
Nick Foles.
Come on, man.
Nick Foles.
Hey, Minshew Mania started in Jacksonville.
Man, you guys are crazy.
Jacksonville. Don't forget, Jacksonville was the one that paid Nick Foles all that money.
Oh,
they said, "Hey, we'll have you," and then he breaks his collarbone or whatever it was, and he's done.
Go ahead.
I just think, like, once again, it just shows that. I don't know. I think teams are starting to be satisfied with. If you have a top 15, top 20 quarterback in the league, then
This is part of the price.
We're going to pay him.
This is part of
We're
the
going to
deal.
pay him because we'd rather have the 18th best than the 23rd best.
Yeah.
When in reality, like, I sit there and I go, okay, how much of a difference is Trevor Lawrence from, I don't know, pick a guy. I pick one of those mediocre guys. How much difference is, like, Kirk Cousins is a hard example because he's just continued to finesse people for years.
No, I'm just playing.
But, like, no.
Well, rank these quarterbacks: Burrow,
That was a
Herbert,
joke.
and Lawrence.
Okay, go ahead. Say that again, Austin.
Rank the quarterbacks: Burrow, Herbert, Lawrence.
Well, Burrow's clear and far away
from
number one, and number 2 and 3, I would rather have Anthony Richardson's bum.
I would rather have Anthony Richardson, but I think Trevor has a higher ceiling than Justin Herbert.
I would agree.
Daniel Jones, stop it.
He's better than Daniel Jones.
That's what I'm trying. I mean, I'm still dumbfounded at New York's move.
Here's the thing about Justin Herbert, and I'm a little more harsh on Herbert than I am Trevor Lawrence, and it's because he's had guys like the Chargers have built around Herbert. They paid him money. The Eckler was really good, was dependable. Keenan Allen was dependable and really good. And then not to mention you had like Mike Williams on the other perimeter. You had Hunter Henry at one time at tight end. And you also had first-round draft picks that Los Angeles used on offensive linemen. Then on the backside, you have the highest-paid safety in the league in Derwin James. You have one of the highest-paid linebackers in the league in Khalil Mack.
Yeah, Bosa.
Obviously, Joey Bosa's on that roster as well. There is zero reason why Justin Herbert should not be a winner. Zero reason. But yet, they're not. Justin Herbert doesn't have a single playoff win under his belt.
Is Justin Herbert? What's your boy from Baltimore?
Joe Flacco.
Is Justin Herbert Joe Flacco?
Nah, Joe Flacco's better. Joe Flacco was able to win games with the New York Jets.
So, I don't know. I'm just being silly. I just wanted to throw that one out there. He's not Flacco.
Okay. I just think. Once again, though, I think it's just so much markets.
Yeah.
I feel like I've said the word market about 5,000 times in the last hour, but in reality, I think it's very, very.
Because if he's in Miami, same thing.
Same thing. Yeah, but I think also, but then I think like if he, that's why I was surprised with the Herbert signing, because don't forget that was before the draft, and I thought they would use Herbert as either a trade piece or they would say, no, you know what, we got a new coach. We moved on from Keenan Allen. We moved on from Austin Eckler. We're going to move on from you. Scrap the whole thing. Fresh slate. We have a relatively high draft pick. We're going to use that on a quarterback, especially in this year's draft where J.J. McCarthy went in the teens, and you would have been able to trade up.
A solid. But why would you even – because we know that the model outside of Kansas City, we know – and I got to go to break. But we know that the model outside of Kansas City who broke the mold, but you had to freaking have a super elite quarterback to break it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're spending a large cap.
At that time of Kansas City, you had to sign Patrick Mahomes to an unprecedented deal.
Yeah,
unprecedented. That's not the case anymore. Why I'm surprised that Los Angeles didn't try to say, you know what, Jim Harbaugh, we're going to let you have full control. Unless Harbaugh was like, nah, you know what, I like Herbert. I like Jay Herbie. I like Jay Herbs.
Well, that's the thing that I think. But nonetheless, we're going to take a quick break. We'll finish up, cross it over with old school DP and J, one of the two or two of the two. We'll be right back right after this.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Summertime is here, so get out your grills and smokers. Fairway has all you need for USDA prime or choice cuts of beef, all natural pork, chicken and seafood, and a selection of veal, lamb, bison, and Wagyu cuts. Now, through June 17th, enjoy Lincoln's favorite 8-ounce USDA choice bacon wrapped sirloin filet for just $4.99 each. That's all at Fairway Meat Market and the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and right now they are offering huge, and I mean huge discounts at Koppel. Get over $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing on select Sierras or Silverados. Plus, Costco members receive another $1,000 off. Yes, that's happening right now in Louisville. $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing. You pick what works for you. Costco members, please contact us at the store or at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring a friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, deal ends June 14th. Join now, online or at your local PF Club.
See Home Club for details.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
24/7 threat monitoring, expert tech support, streamlined communications. Allo has a solution for that. Protect your business with Allo Business. Comprehensive firewall security, Microsoft Teams voice-integrated communications, cybersecurity and IT support managed by experts. From productivity to peace of mind, Allo has a solution for that. Allo means business. Protect your business by visiting allofiber.com/business.
Hey, Nebraska! Register today for the 40th Annual Cornhusker State Games, taking place July 11th through the 21st in Lincoln, Omaha, and other Nebraska communities. The Cornhusker State Games features 70 sports for athletes of all ages and abilities. Price increases are approaching, so register early and save. For details, go to cornhuskerstategames.com. Special thanks to Platinum Partner Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, delivering dependable insurance coverage for your auto, farm, and home for over 130 years. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
All right, it's time for Final Jeopardy. It's been a tight contest today that all comes down to this final question. No summer picnic or family get-together or trip to the lake is complete without this particular item. Let's go first to Bob.
What is beer?
No, that's not it. Think about the kids. Over to you, Farley.
What is corn on the cob?
Tough to grill that on a boat. Wrong again. Grace, this time for the win.
What is Bure's cheese spread?
We have a winner! Bure's cheese spread, available in most local grocers in Nebraska.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Bruh.
Second and third, nobody out.
Bruh.
And you get 0.
Horrible base running. Just so bad. It's unbelievable.
That's the call. I mean,
they just can't get right. It's unreal. But anyway.
Link Jarrett. What's up, Jay? How are we feeling, Jay?
Jay Foreman, can you hear?
I'm trying to get my
VOL.
Some VOL in here, but yeah, I can hear you guys.
I hear. That's me. That's Tricky.
Oh, that's Tricky?
Yeah, that's Tricky.
The process of elimination, Nick.
So here's the deal, man. Real quick, Jay, we're gonna get into this, just a quick discussion, because Rich Paul with Clutch Sports has a way of doing things with regards to his clients.
Right.
In the past, one of the things that he would do is he was able to secure guaranteed deals for guys that were landed late in the draft.
Right.
And Taylor Horton Tucker was one of them at 46. Brandon Boston was one of them at 51 and junior. And Chris Livingston was another one in 2023 at 58. Got them, guaranteed deals. But one of the things he's also able to do was to secure high draft picks, like, for example, Darius Garland, Marjon Beauchamp at 24 and 22. High-level drafts in the first round without workouts.
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of been his thing. Now the collective bargaining agreement has changed, that you can no longer do that. You must attend. But what he's doing with Bronny now is he's limiting the workouts. So he's basically said the only two is going to be Lakers and Phoenix.
Right.
And in those, we know that the Suns have the 22nd pick.
Right.
the Lakers have the 17th and 55th pick in the draft in June on the 26th and 27th in New York. Now, here's the problem. Phoenix would be dumb as nails to take a person at 22nd when they need help now.
And they need
Not help now, but right now.
Yeah, they need inside help.
Right? So they would be dumb. There's people, if they took even Zach Edey at 22nd, I'd feel more happy about that than them taking freaking Bronny James. They need help. Okay, so the Lakers, they could probably do it. They could get away with doing it, but that would be dumb as nails again. How see you with the fact that Paul is limiting the workouts for a guy that needs to work out for as many people as possible in Bronny James?
Contraire, Mo Frere.
Okay.
Okay, my brother. No, what he is doing, and he is creating the demand. So what he's doing is he's creating exclusivity and then creating marketability for everybody else.
Okay.
Because he knows everybody talks. So if you go to Lakers and Phoenix and Bron,
Jay, talk your stuff.
And Bron might not be there, they all talk. But what he's doing, he is creating an atmosphere to him.
Yeah.
And you know who he reminds me of, but he has a lot more probably class and couth. Drew Rosenhaus.
Okay.
Remember when Drew Rosenhaus got Buffalo?
He was nasty with it.
But remember when he had at Willis McGahee's house, who came off that devastating knee injury, he had somebody from the other room call in. What did Buffalo do? Panic, picked him in the first round. Now, Willis McGahee ended up being a Pro Bowler and all that, but he didn't work out for anybody. It's something that he's always done. He's always going to do what he needs to do.
No workout, no medical.
You don't need to.
Yeah.
Right?
I love it.
Right.
Okay.
So, look, the problem, the thing that people don't understand, all the medical stuff comes from USC to all the teams. The workouts, all the scouts talk. I think he's doing it because he understands Bronny. He understands most likely he's trying to get Bronny drafted and get him a guaranteed contract. Just even before he said we won't do a two-way contract. Eventually they will, because Bronny's kind of like Dion when he went to Jackson State. He's part of the gate. It's a different type of contracted deal. It's very smart on his part. And also what people don't understand is Rich Paul is doing this for future clients coming down the road. Bryce James, the Boozer twins. On the 17 under USA team, it's just all NBA future Hall of Famers sons. He's doing it for the future. And he's in lock and step with Bron. This has been a process that they've been thinking about since he's probably been a sophomore in high school. I think it's very smart. He also understands who needs what the dynamics of the NBA is. He knows the NBA needs Bronny. The NBA needs LeBron, but I don't see anything wrong with it, because it's no different than a quarterback saying I'm only going to work out for one team or not. Now, granted, Bronny, in my opinion, I would have liked him to see play one more year and increase his average from 5 points to 11 or 12. Then I think he's a first-round pick, especially in the lower of the first round. But then it's like, okay, well, what's a year really mean? Because I think he eventually would have played himself into it. So because of all the intangibles, the Bronny pick isn't about production. The Bronny pick is about into the first quarter, into half, and his ability to play the basketball game without scoring, because he has a basketball acumen just from his dinner table conversations that nobody in the draft has before. And he has the ultimate equalizer when he picks up the phone and says, hey, I got to figure out what's your playbook on Jay Foreman as far as Gardner, right? Or whatever it needs. I need to step up. You got years and years. You got 20-some years of wealth of knowledge, along with everybody else that's in that thing. So I do understand it, and you have to do it differently. Now, he wouldn't do this with any other prospect, but I like the approach.
What you think, Nick? Good?
Yeah, you guys said it.
I just wanted to make sure I allow you your space to get in.
No, you good. I find it really fascinating, just the way that we kind of saw this coming months ago, or not months ago,
Wait,
weeks
pause.
ago.
Do we need to do station,
We already
Austin?
did. We already took
My
care of
man,
it.
go
We
ahead.
did. So when we saw it weeks ago when Bronny declared, and then the Lakers fire Ham, and we're starting to see kind of the way now. Obviously, LeBron has until I think the 29th to decide whether or not he wants to come back. I think that's what it boils down to is who can LA get? Who does LeBron want to be their coach? And then if he wants Bronny to be involved with him, I just think like we're starting to see it to where it's all panned out and planning weeks ahead. It's actually coming down to actually happening now.
I think, and this is the last thing I'll say, and I'll let you answer. I think if and it's looking like it's probably going to be, because I think this interview is about to happen by the end of this week, and that's JJ Redick going for a real full interview. If they decide to hire him, there's no question. I think they take Bronny in the second round at least, at minimum.
In the second round,
because of the relationship.
And they don't have a long withstanding relationship. I think the basketball acumen pleases LeBron. I just wonder what the Lakers are ever going to do, like as an organization. And it starts and stops with Rob Pelinka. Everybody's looking at Bron. Everybody's saying this is granted. If Michael Jordan if Jerry Krause had any like realistic thought process, the Jordan Bulls and all that would have kept playing together because they didn't want to leave.
They didn't want to leave.
So he should have talked to Michael Jordan. If Michael Jordan was anywhere besides Chicago and as greatest player as he was, he would be in those conversations. But with the Lakers, the problem I have with the Lakers is people forget. The only reason Rob Pelinka is the GM is because of Kobe Bryant. People forget that. The Lakers were a dumpster fire to the point that Kobe was either going to retire 2 or 3 years before he did or leave, which he was just bluffing. But then Rob Pelinka comes in, and it's never really turned a corner. Sooner or later, they have to start making some better decisions outside of LeBron because LeBron has a couple more years left. Now, the biggest thing that they want to do is probably try to create some like goodwill and atmosphere. I don't think they draft Bronny though. I'd be very surprised if LeBron goes back there. I'd be very surprised. I think Bronny wants to stand on his own 2 feet. I think him and LeBron catch each other in year 2 or 3. I don't think they do it right now. Now, if JJ Redick becomes head coach, then I think that changes the conversation.
Well, let's keep that in mind. Let's keep our eyes on it because the draft is quickly approaching us, and we'll see real soon whether he becomes a draftee or a free agent signee because he has said that he's not going back to school. So
it's too late.
It's too late at this point. So this is what we're going to find out. But you found out a lot here on the block, and it is still 4-0 Tennessee over Florida State. Come down the Blur, man. Great atmosphere down here. But we are on the block. Thanks to Nick Sainert for joining me. Thanks to Jay Foreman for joining me for the crossover. Another day, another dollar. We appreciate y'all. 93.7 The Ticket on the block. We're out of here. Peace.
Nick, you took that head.